Okay. This is going to be a demonstration for putting your words in one point perspective. So there's actually a very specific order I want you to go about with creating your word in one point perspective. But this is like kind of pretty much what you're doing with the this particular part of the project, the assignment. Basically, you're going to put the words in one point perspective, and you're just basically making the letters three dimensional with one point perspective. So, kind of the most important things to kind of keep in mind of with all of your lines, things that you're drawing. They had to basically revert back to the middle vanishing point. So every corner edge you see in your letters, your words, all right, they had to go to like that vanishing point. Okay, so that's going to be one thing I'm going to be checking for with the drawings that you need to complete and do. All right, so obviously I'm not gonna like check every line that you create and that you make, but definitely, um, if I notice something that's off, I'll check for it, and this is like one of the things that you'd be graded on. So, one of the important things though, just to move forward though from this part of the assignment is just make sure your letters are a bit spread out in space. So I noticed some people did like some really big letters, like on the top, the middle, the bottom. If you did like three big letters and covered the whole page, it's going to be really, really hard to put it in one point perspective, especially if you have like on the very bottom here in the middle. That's like really, really hard to do. Um, Part of the assignment was I wanted you to just kind of spread out the words and even like put some of the words like further back into space. So I didn't mention in the video though that like we were going to put the letters, words into space, but that was going to be one of the things that we'll be checking for and grading on. So it's like almost combining like what you did for like this assignment here, because we drew some letters that were further in space, some that were close up, some a little bit further away, with the letter drawings that we practiced the previous class before. So we practiced these drawings here. And I used like the same professional here and just added two more words. Okay, but if you did do like three big letters though, I'll probably make another video that's gonna show you like what to do with that. But if you do have time though, which most of you guys will, I do recommend doing three different words in different spaces. Some that's close up, some's a little bit further away, and then one that's further away back in space. All right, so to begin though, the best way to approach this assignment is I highly recommend going from um, the middle of the word. So you want to start in the middle and then go to your way out. So one of the things that you'll notice though is as you're drawing more and more lines though, you don't want to start out with the edge lines because these lines will end up being covered by the words that are on the left side. And the same thing with this side here. These are going to be covered from the other side as well, just because of the way that perspective works. That's in the middle of the page. So, um, my recommendation though is I would just start from the middle and then move from there. So, just like what we did with your practice assignment though, we're just kind of drawing lines to, represent where like where the edge is going. I'll go to the middle of the page. So if you haven't already done so yet, make your vanishing point, draw your horizon line on the bottom. And I recommend you can put it in like the middle of the page. I did mine's a little bit below the middle, but it should be like close to the middle if it's not directly in the middle. And draw lightly with the pencil. So since I have an open space on my lines here, I actually had to, um, draw those separate areas as well. So, just take your time with the drawing, use the rulers. This one, you definitely have to use the rulers. So, as you're drawing the lines, though, I would start with the bottom and then move your way to the top. Because, if I were to start with these lines here, like, if I was going to draw the same line over here, I'm realizing that, like, I'm going to have to end up covering that line. Or if I drew, like, this line right here, like, just to give you an example, if you start with this, you would draw this line here, continue it down there. You're gonna realize like, oh, I gotta draw this other line down here for this part there. So, you always go from the middle, go outward, and then go from the bottom to top. And then the other way is going to be the opposite. You're going to go from top to bottom. You do it in perspective. So I would just kind of draw them out as you go along. So like this S right here, I need to draw the bottom curve. So remember, this curve is going to be parallel with this curve here. Okay, because it gets kind of confusing if you draw all these lines here. So, you know, kind of learn from my trial and error. Because, you know, this is why I'm making these videos after I've kind of drew it a few times already. And then you can just kind of freehand. If you got like really good, you know, line control, you know, I don't really mind too much if you want to just like freehand the drawings. So because of the angle that I'm at, I'm not going to actually see those sides. Actually, I might see a little bit of this side here. It's not too much though. It's not that much that's going to affect me. So I'm going to draw the other lines here. So I'm going to draw this line that goes down from here to here. Okay, and I noticed that like this line's like literally like the same line over here. And then there's going to be one more line going from here to there. Okay, but you got to try your best though, because some of these lines though, it's like you can't really tell where it is. You're just giving your best estimate. So this line here, same thing. I'm going to draw the curve here. And then I'm going to draw this curve going down this way here. Alright. So, and then if you want to, you can start erasing some of those lines just so it's not confusing. So I'm going to erase these lines here. Erase those lines there. I'm going to erase this bottom line down here. So, you know, don't kind of follow along with what I did on the left side. I feel like this is a lot easier if you just kind of draw your lines and erase as you go along. So this is like how it should look. Same thing up here. I'm going to do these vertical lines first. So I don't need to draw the line all the way. I know I got to end this line at some point over here. So these lines don't have to really be drawn all the way to the bottom. Okay. Same thing with like that line there. This is parallel, so you're gonna have to do something like this. And then this line, this looks like a straight line, so we're gonna make a parallel with that one over here like that. Okay. So, you know, once you're happy with the lines, you know, you're happy with how it looks proper, looks nice. So this looks pretty good though. So I'm just gonna outline the lines a little bit darker now. And you can use the ruler, or if you want, you can freehand it. Just make sure if you're freehanding it though, have good control with your pencil. Okay, and then that way you're done with that word. Okay, but yeah, take your time with the words though. I wouldn't do it like I did here. Like these lines I have to erase. It's just to show that, like, you know, these are lines that are going down there. So eventually I'm going to erase all these lines here, but I definitely would do one letter at a time. And, you know, just keep going with it. So I actually kind of want to match it with these, so I'm actually going to do my curve right here. And then this curve is going to be like this way here. So... I just realized I wanted that a little bit higher, just to match with the other letters. As you know, I did the word professional, so I actually want this to look professional, somewhat. Okay. That's how you go about with the words. You know, I do another example of one down here. So again, I'm going outside, going there. So this one's more of an organic shape, so I'm going to do the top of the R right here. So I don't have to draw it all the way, I can just kind of stop right there. So you don't have to draw that whole line out unless if you want to. But I know I need to end my R here. And then the same thing down here too. So we got the letters here. I'm going to draw like that curve that's going to be parallel over here. So I'm not going to see too much of that curve, but you see it down there. The same thing with the O. So I'm gonna do the top first, and then go to the bottom. So you always want to start from the center and just go, in whichever direction that you want. gonna go up here. This. And one more diagonal line down here. Okay, this is gonna be matching this line right here. And then we're just gonna do like a curve that matches that curve there. Alright. Okay, and one thing you'll know that's correct though, like the bottom, you'll see more of the top side. This is very close to that vanishing point, so I only see like a little bit of the top side for some of the letters. And then this side here, you're only gonna see like one side just because it's on that, it's on the horizon line. So this will go this way. This will go that way, this way. Okay, so you see like it's all, oh, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but you see like it's all lining up. There's one more line down here for that part. It's kind of weird, it does that every time the lighting changes. Kind of look at the video now. Okay, well, you kind of get the idea though. Alright. So, yeah, take your time with it though, but you want to go from like the middle, upward, middle, down, middle, sideways. And then you should be able to finish the, you're going to do all your letters.